Good morning, it's Ona again. Today's Wednesday, February 23rd, 2022. I want to do this little evaluation on Putin, uh, just because it's time for a checkup. We might have a new patient today. So it's 9:11 in the morning. So we need to take a time out. We're going to take a time out for just a second, okay? And we're just think about this, what time it is. All right. Okay. Wow. Well, you know what? This reading has been kind of blocked all along, and now I kind of understand why. I still do this after all this time if I see that number, okay? So interesting that came up. So the first thing I want to do is, if you're new, I want to introduce myself. I'm Ona. I call myself the Energy Customer Service Rep from Chicago. I have synesthesia, so that's just kind of a blending of the senses. I've always had a deep interest and study in occult. I'm also a registered nurse. I have a 30-year history in the nursing business, from bedside to management. So at the end of my career, I got cancer, and this is what I do now. So I put together these kind of synesthetic experiences to the tarot, to energies I see, and I report them, I document them, and that's what we're doing now. I also report them to my neurologist, so if you're watching, like I told you to, this is how stuff happens, okay? First thing was, I knew I was planning on doing this morning, so as I'm just doing my daily stuff, okay, brushing my teeth and getting ready, I'm like, all right, so start sending me signals, okay, because I'm going to tap into this energy, so start sending me signals. And I heard, Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd, and I'm like, all right, that's not a big deal. Write it down anyway. Just start writing things down. I'm doing things, and I plug in my buds, and sure as shit, that song comes on. So immediately I start writing, sitting down and writing and jotting, okay? And sometimes with synesthesia, you do have a visceral response to energy. Nausea, dizziness. Last night in astrology class, we were talking about Putin. I had like a hot flash, okay? As I'm writing, same thing comes up. I'm like, all right, I'm in the same energy. I have already changed my shirt. So if I break through with sweating again, I'm sorry, okay? But sometimes the energy gives me that kind of response. So let's get into the energy, all right? What what I did was adapt a tarot spread based off of this. I've used this before, okay? This interview guide for evaluating psychiatric disorders. So when a patient comes in, there's a list, there's questions, there's pathways for us to figure out, excuse me, how to treat this person. So off their little guidelines there, I put together a tarot spread, all right? And it's the mental health spread that is absolutely available free to anyone who wants to write down all these little things. I had a little cheat sheet that I had in my drawer. I couldn't find it. Like I said, I had these little blocks the whole time, and then the sun came out and it was bright in here that I couldn't get. I'm like, just let me know when you're ready to do this, okay? I'm ready to do this whenever you're ready. So this whole time with all these little blocks led me to this 9/11 moment, right? So that's something. The song Dark Side of the Moon, and then hearing it, I'm gonna give that to just precognition, because that happens a lot. It happens to you, it happens to everybody, where you might think of a song and then you hear it later, okay, or the words of the song, you're like, oh, I was just thinking that. You've tapped into that frequency of the layer of your layered day, okay? So I'm going to give the song thing precognition, but I do want to say that the words in it are very significant as we're doing this mental health spread. So I watched the video of him addressing the country yesterday. Don't mind the plant there, it really likes my hair, so I let it tickle me. And I was shuffling cards, so I'm going to shuffle them again, but just kind of getting in the energy, scrying the pictures, seeing what I get. So, his body language, I have to say, I'm going to pull the first card. The first card is appearance and motor coordination, and then we'll go into the body language that I noticed. I watched about 10 minutes of the video, and I forgot to write down the channel, but it was all in like Russian and barely audible, like Telesur, I want to say, channel, maybe? Okay, so let's just shuffle the cards until I feel like, and you know what? I'll tell you what, when you're interviewing patients to come into a psychiatric hospital, deck of tarot cards would have come in real handy. Real handy. It really would have. And so would have their natal charts. That really would have helped a lot. Alright, so that's good. That's good. Alright, so first thing is appearance and motor coordination. He didn't get up off his chair unless something happened after 10 minutes of the video. He was sitting there the whole time. And as he was sitting there, he was literally bracing the desk. So his palms were under the desk almost the entire time, and he was holding himself. That's a bracing action. That's waiting for an attack, okay? You're already under the desk, sort of pushing the energy away. At the beginning of the video, he kept tapping, and I'm like, what is he, you know, is he on a Dilaudid button or something? Tapping his thumb onto the arm of his chair, and that's kind of just agitation. It could be he's anxious. Get it over with. Press send constantly, right? Like, let's get this over with. The very few times, honestly, I saw him raise his hands, it looked like when he was interested in what he had to say. And other than that, it was a complete bracing posture the whole time. So let's see what it says. The first card is appearance and motor coordination. If you're writing this down, card number 1 is appearance and motor coordination. And what do we get? Well, there's balance there. I know he has a lot of Libra in his chart. I didn't pull and look in his chart. I didn't want to take a whole lot of time out on him. All right. So, no, he appears to be, look, balanced. He appears to be coordinated, okay? Maybe a little off balance, maybe leaning towards one side. That's the kidneys. So Libra rules the kidneys. Honestly, he looked like he was pretty straight up, except he doesn't use his right side as much as his left. And I noticed some shoulder jerking, and I noticed some other stuff too, which is good. I'm glad this card came up, because I did scry. I paused the image, I scried the image, and what I got was it wasn't striated like this, but they were pain balls. That's what I call them. Like, that's definitely pain. What was interesting is I see pain as a yellow core with a blue outline, but this was reversed. This had a blue core with a yellow outline, and there were several. So he is fully engaged in a pain experience right now. I don't know what kind of pain. I don't have him in front of me, but he has pain in several areas. I also saw a surgical scar over the heart area. So if we have not seen any recent topless videos of him, I don't want to look at the old ones, but there was some kind of debriding, something went on there. Like I said, he's not in front of me, but I could confirm that there's some surgical scar, not an implant like a pacemaker or anything. Those are higher up here. This was right down the center. It could be some plastic or skin cancer removal, definitely in that area. Okay, so kind of like that color, blue core, yellow outline. So you see the core of some of this is blue here, in here, with the yellow outline, and there were several. All right, so I like that confirmation. Affect, expression of emotion. This is the second card. What is his expression of emotion? He seemed kind of flat to me. Let's see what the card says. Okay. Oh, defensive. Okay. Yeah, I could see bracing onto this. These are the ones bracing onto the desk, being defensive. Okay. I don't know what he said, so it could have matched the narrative. When he was responding to a question, was he's definitely holding on to the swords there, or to the wands. All right, the third one is, oh, sorry. Let's do the third one as past history or speech. Okay, so does he have a past history of illness? So let's see. You know what? I would put him down for, he probably does need to, his nurse Ratchet there does give him his sample of whatever medication he needs to get through the day. Okay, so there I would say, yeah, that there's a past history, and there he's tried different things for different problems going on. I have to say, he looks profoundly afraid to me. So almost another thing that happened, a friend who died years and years ago came to me, and I remember him saying, this is my last shot, when he was looking for a job in his 60s. And he was telling his son, this is my last shot. And I think I could transfer that on to, he's kind of feels like this is his last hurrah sort of thing. So he's making a big drama about it. All right. Card number 4 is thought content, fantasy versus reality. Is he delusional? Does he have magical thinking? Okay, let's see. I have to say, and look at the colors there, okay, the orange and blue are creative colors. I'd say that he's not really delusional, but I do feel a sense that he has lost a partnership where he had access or control. Okay, so you see these people, there could be some fantasy. These people are looking outside the window of a train going by. So kind of, wrapping up the demographic there. Okay, so he needs support if people are going to support his way of thinking there, right? 5 is thought process. Can you take an abstract thought and make it into a coherent sentence? Okay, so King of Wands, yep. Yeah, he could spin the verb, basically. He can spin the verb. And there was some minor twitching, and I wish I thought, oh, I wish I knew what he was talking about, when he did some adjusting his tie and some movement in his gut there, and I thought, I wonder what he said, because that little twitch, those little things, he was probably spinning the verb, okay? King of Fire, fire mouth, all right? Number 6, perception of reality. All right, and with the body language, we could say he probably does have a good perception of reality. Things are going to come up. All right, 1, 2, 3, these are 6 of Cups. Okay. So his perception of reality is based on the past. The 6 of Cups is a nostalgic card. He has an old-fashioned way of gaining power and control. Okay, so he's kind of out of tune that way. All right, it is, and it is such, you know what, honestly, such a dick move. Really, you couldn't think of, right? Right? You know, a better way. There was like an easier way to share resources. You prick. Okay? See? All right. Intellect or level of education. Sponsored by whoever you can control. Okay? So I'd say his level of education, 5 of Swords, were he has these abilities to be able to take data and make himself sound interesting, maybe, okay, or get away with sounding interesting, or get away with lying. This is getting away with lying, okay? Wow. All right. Insight, or what motivates you. Last card. Possession. When we look at the Devil card, we think of the Devil card. Okay, what motivates you? Your own fear, guys. That's what motivates you. On Banquet Infernal. Wow. One of the better death cards, because there is some celebration in it, but if that's a motivational thing, that's all about what Saturn rules, all the monetary things, all the things in the earth, the rocks, the stones, the the resources, the minerals. Saturn, minerals, bones. What is the retribution for that? Let's pull some health cards on him. Let's pull some health cards on him. Now, you know that I'm vlogging experience, okay? So you can find this interesting, you can find this crazy, you can call me an artist, because that's what I call myself, but I do have to say that this is for entertainment purposes only, and that it's not, out of curiosity, okay? Out of curiosities. I also asked for a smell. You know that my synesthesia has a smell component attached to it. And when things happen, they happen. But when signals trigger, things happen. But when sometimes I have to ask, right? So give me a smell. I'm sitting here and give me a smell, give me a smell. And I close my eyes as I'm scrying and seeing all this stuff. Um, the letter X. So I smell the letter X. I'm going to tell you I'm smelling the letter X, and it means nothing to you, okay? But just this sort of dark, the letter X is black, and it just kept coming towards me. It could mean he's just kind of blocking that I'm getting a little too far in. And he's also making the sun come out, which is making me want to finish this video to enjoy that moment that we've seen the sun in the last 2 days. Yeah, the other stuff, honestly, I think these are the most important things. So let's just check on his health. Let's do just a couple of, let's do a chakra thing. All right, let's go from the bottom up with the Antique Anatomy deck that I've programmed to health, because the first thing I want to know is, can the dude even walk? Okay, or is he so impaired that walking, it's just humiliating. It's embarrassing. He doesn't want to show. Really, really prideful. That's why I think maybe all those exes kept slamming me. He doesn't want you to know, right, that he may be ill. So we're going to go to the root chakra and see what's going on. The Hanged Man, okay, a little upside down, maybe a little constipated. All right, he is uprooted. Okay, his root chakra, he is not grounded. All right. Insanity, nervous breakdown, schizophrenia, mental illness, sleep disorders, memory, and medication is what is written all around the card. Okay, just saying. Also, the colors in the card represent more of a crown chakra essence. So I'd say, and I've seen this, his head might be in his ass. You see that? Okay, where the crown chakra is where the root is. All right, so sacral chakra, 4 of Cups. All right, digestive issues. I did notice that there was a little bit of a toxicity there. There could be some chronic things that are now catching up with you that are causing digestive issues. All right, then we have the solar plexus, that is, controlling like the will and the ego, the expression of it. So I pulled 2 cards on that. The first one is the World, okay? So I really honestly say he is aligned with his purpose, okay? Whatever his purpose may be, that we don't, but he's got it centered, okay? Also, there's aging issues, melancholy, like I said, thinking about how things were done in the past. Okay, that's kind of a little bit of a driving force, and how it's expressed itself is 6 of Rods, and this is feeling under attack. Okay, so he may see that his influence might be changing. We see how that says under attack, and how he was holding on to, I guess right there, he was holding on to his solar plexus, trying to bring it back into him. Okay, all right, that matched nicely. Heart chakra, 6 of Coins. So I want to say that there's some, there is, if we look this way, all right, in the heart, there is that surgical wound. Okay, that surgical thing. Okay, there's a little bit of a dissection there. He may be taking some heart medication This is also the card that represents the throat. So his heart is in his throat, you know, like he's struggling a little bit. Let's go to the throat chakra and find out, okay? What you're hearing, what's going on. He must have had a lot of mics going on. I did notice that. I noticed some interference, okay? So this is getting verbal command, and we may not have, he may not have been, I noticed like anything he was wearing, but there was verbal command coming in. And I have to say, the dude sat by like 60 phones. If you notice, like the desk next to him had like phones all over him. Who's calling you, Vlad? Okay, on that phone with 50 lines on each phone. I'm like, what's going on? Why do you need this self-import? And there's that flavor of old-fashioned kind of wanting to look important kind of thing. So how's he expressing it? With this fertility tonic. Dude's drunk on stage, okay? Right brain. Ten of cord, nervousness, debilitation, okay? I wonder if there's, and I gotta say, there's your yellow and blue, okay? There's that yellow and blue stuff I saw popping up all around his head. He's either got migraines, there's a debilitating thing going on that is what I see as some pain here, okay? So I also notice is I cried a couple times because I got broken up. He's been having MRIs. Because I kind of scanned, like it looked like just a line and it was moving down. So that was like kind of an MRI thing. Left brain, 6 of rods, okay? Trying to keep it sharp, but he wants to go golfing. He does have, he's been warned about stress, cardiac issues, okay? And he's trying to be compliant that way. He does have something going on. All right, crown chakra. Okay, back issues, burnout, 10 of swords in the antique anatomy deck. A lot of stuff coming from behind there, and he's sitting on it. Yeah, this is an unimaginable, extremely critical time. Like, he is not okay. He's not feeling okay. He's not going to feel okay. And he knows that what's coming down, because look, he's trying to go against the force of 10 knives. Right? Right? We're not just going like this. Everybody's involved in this. Come on, man. You know, really, dude? So I have to say, he does acknowledge that extreme takedown it's having on him, emotionally, physically, and if he's got anything going on there in the spiritual world, it's definitely knocking on his, it's stabbing him at the door. Okay, I want to be mean, all right? I want to try and be professional, but you know, I would love to sit down and talk to him. I think I would love to confirm some of this stuff, number one, but secondly, really, you know, turn this orbit around, buddy, honestly. So that's pretty much it for the Vladimir mental health spread and chakra thing going on. He's definitely bracing for an attack, and he knows it, okay? So we might not see him so much because apparently he's busy on all those phones. All right. So thank you, you guys so much for joining me on this little rabbit hole today, and we will see you in the morning. If not sooner, I don't know if something else comes up, I might just go ahead and post it and let you know. But I want to do some clearing of this energy and take part in the sunshine that has been rare for the last couple of days. So I love you, love you, love you, love you. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the morning. Thank you.